What's going on, guys? Today we're going to take a look at jet motion and see how one of the most versatile movements in football can help you create an advantage. I do want to start small with this one because there's so many different variations of jet. So today we're only going to focus on stuff out of the gun, but don't worry, I'll make sure to put together some under center stuff soon. Let's hop right into it. Alright guys, so here we have number one, and this is going to be a play from Liberty from last year. I do want to sit there and acknowledge that yes, there is no jet on this play, but the action is really what I kind of want to be able to take a look at. The Kansas City Chiefs also used this action last year, and the timing that you have with the sweep and the mesh point I think is super critical anytime you're running any type of jet sweep. So as we get started, you can see that they number one underhand pitch to the jet man who's coming through. I think one of the most important things to look at in terms of this as well is how critical that toss is. I think it's much safer than sitting there and handing the ball off, and the fact that you have the toss coming through as the quarterback and the running back are exchanging the ball. I think it also creates a lot of misdirection from the defensive perspective, so this is something that you can really take advantage of. The only negative to this is there is going to be a distinct amount of timing that needs to be done with receivers to be able to make this come into play, but I do think this is an important piece to it. The other thing looking at this specific play is after the mesh has kind of gone its course, you now have three potential ball carriers. So you have the running back, you have the jet man who's number 3, and then you have the quarterback being number 2. So as a defender, you truly have an option type look. And when Liberty is running this isn't any type of option type play, but you have the manipulation of being able to space the field in 3 different sections. If you watched my last video, you kind of see that I talked a little bit about the 3-part wedge theory. That's where this kind of comes into play, and Hugh Freeze is a big proponent of that. You have 3 different players and 3 wedges of the field, and the compressed formation does give a distinct amount of leverage to this as well. So if we look at it from the inside view, you're going to see that everybody's a little bit tighter, and you'll get a good look at this toss on this one. Comes through, good underhand toss, and you're able to create a lot of leverage to the outside. So again, step number 1, I think the timing and being able to have your underhand pitch while going through a mesh fake with your running back, I think that's something that's really, really important. All right, so here we have clip 2. This is going to be from last year as well, and this is going to be Ole Miss. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of moving parts to this, and I don't want to get too advanced. I'll probably come back and end up using this clip again. But the big reason I wanted to select this one was because it offers the jet motion and utilizing that as a bubble or a check down on your regular pass concepts. So the jet from the boundary, and your jet man is now offering either a bubble or a check down, however you kind of want to call it in your deep play action pass game. So I think this is really important, and this is a way to be able to have a check down already built into your offense to create comfort for your quarterback and giving them an easy space to go with the ball. Alright guys, so clip number 3, if you've watched a lot of the different stuff that I have on Instagram, you'll know that I'm a big fan of the pop pass. I think that pop is one of the most important and easiest concepts to be able to sit here and run off of a jet fake. So this play we have West Virginia, bring over the slot man, you have your running back action fake, but you have pop on the backside. I think pop is probably the easiest concept to be able to run off of a jet on the backside. You naturally suck down this linebacker, and it's really easy to be able to get a nice completion to the tight end. So I think this is probably, if you're going to incorporate jet and attack the field horizontally, this to me needs to be probably the next step of being able to put everything in, is having a pop pass on that backside. Alright guys, so the last play we're going to take a look at is going to be using jet with verticals, but it's going to be on the front side. So if you don't have a tight end, or you're more of a 10 personnel team that you kind of stick to all the time, I do want to kind of look at the field on this play and how you can use jet motion to be able to create opportunities down the field if you're sitting there and you're running verticals. So we have the jet as our check down option down here. And then we have 2 guys pushing vertical to the outside, basically putting stress on that half of the field. This I think is a really easy way to incorporate, your windows or your four verts type drill in. It's something that's easy for the quarterback to be able to kind of identify, and it's a nice complement to be able to use your horizontal jet action and now come down the field if you don't want to go with the pop. And again, this would be something that you would work through on the front side. Inside doesn't really do you a whole lot of justice, but you can see kind of the separation that we have right here. You're able to beat the safety in that window, which is obviously a difficult play, but you still have your check down back here if the quarterback doesn't feel comfortable going on the two vertical routes. So like I said, guys, there are a couple different variations I just wanted to work through today because, again, I wanted to start out at a basic level. Let me know what type of jet concepts you guys use in the comments down below. It'll give me an opportunity to kind of look into a few things, and figure out what else I might have missed, because there's of course many different opportunities in the jet game. So if you guys did make it this far, I'm going to start putting out artifacts and giving templates and things to guys, just with the hope of being able to hopefully help move the community forward. There's going to be a link in the description below that's going to go to Google Drive. The first artifact I'm going to put out is going to be the formation chart that I use during games. I do sit up in the booth, so I have the ability to do that. I'm going to put a picture of it right here. Hopefully it helps you out. Feel free to go ahead and share it. You're not going to need to submit an email or anything like that. I'm just trying to help us grow.